Ladies and gentlemen, this is Cat Williams, and you are listening to 3 Point Conversion Radio.
Steve, obviously they hung around with you guys till the end, but you were able to push it out. Just what was the difference to you tonight?
I thought for large portions of the game, we played well. We created a lot of separation. Up 20 gives you a lot of breathing room. They had nothing to lose at that point, and they played well. And we stretched there where we had a hard time scoring, and then a stretch there where we had a hard time getting stops. But at the end of the day, we built that lead, and that was the reward.
You talked about building that lead. I mean, the offensive efficiency that you guys came out with early, what do you attribute that to other than just obviously the individual brilliance of KD and Kyrie?
Well, I mean, I thought we moved the ball well, made quick decisions, shared it. They're basically putting third and fourth defender on Kai and Kevin. And so it was extreme, the defense in a sense, and trying to navigate that. At times we did it great and punished them. And, you see Bruce had a great night. And, I think when you look around the room, Andre, Nick, great contributions. So, moved the ball, played well, stuck to our principles for a long stretch to get us that 20-point lead. Didn't play our best basketball after that, but we're able to keep separation.
Kind of following up on that, I mean, you guys have had leads that you've surrendered in the past, but does kind of coming out on the other side, winning in those games where you've blown leads, does that kind of give you confidence when that lead is dwindling from 22 down to 6 that you can pull it out in the end?
Yeah, I mean, I think our group remains confident throughout. I thought that's the nature of our team this time of year. We're Goran coming straight out of COVID for 12 days. Kessler playing in his first playoff type game. We have a lot of room to grow and get better, not only individuals, but also collectively. We really haven't found a great way to get Seth going yet. And, we haven't had a lot of time to work at all of these things. So, that's a part of our journey too. It's not just go out there and build 20 points leads and then turn it to 30. It's how do we adapt? How do we adjust when they change and do different things and try to build that cohesion and those common experiences on the fly.
Is there no anxiety on your part when you see that lead kind of cutting all the way down to single digits after it counts off?
I think you have to be prepared for that in basketball. That's the game. Anxiety is part of the game. Stress is part of the game. You have to embrace that and continue to compete, continue to find clarity, and go out there with conviction and do what we've planned on doing.
Steve, I got a two-parter. You mentioned Goran only playing 10 minutes. Could he have given you more if he wanted, but that was you kind of being precautious?
He could have given us more. I thought that it was a must-win game. So, in a sense, probably gave Bruce, Kevin, Seth, Kai, some of the minutes that he would normally take, just because, in a must-win game, a guy who's been in bed for 12 days, you don't know what he's going to give. You don't necessarily want to put him in a position where he has to decide the game. So he'll get better every day from here on out, though.
And Seth, we've known he's been playing through the ankle. I mean, did you think that impacted him any more today than others, or there was other things?
No, I think he just didn't get a lot of looks. We didn't really get to involve him much. They stayed home at him, and came off of Bruce, Nick, Kessler, and really tried to double and triple team at least the side of the floor that Kevin and Kai are on, or out high, whatever it may be. So just adjusting to that. Is a part of our teams learning to play with the roster we have.
Steve, why do you think Kevin and Kyrie over the last month and a half have consistently been able to raise the level of their own games when you guys have needed a boost?
Well, they're I mean, that's as advertised. They're superstars. So that's what top players do.
Oh, Kyrie is obviously observing Ramadan, so he's not eating or drinking while the sun is up. And for him to come out and have basically a perfect game for the beginning, shoot the first 11 shots, did you notice anything about him that maybe would lead you to believe that he was going to come out there and play at this high of a level?
No, you never know why when someone gets in the zone like that.
Steve, how encouraging is it over here that you guys are still climbing this mountain and trying to gel together, but you're able to pull out results like this, giving up a 22-point lead, but weathering the storm?
Yeah, I think we will find both lots of positives and also lots of room for improvement. We like you said, we're just such a new group. I think that was like the 7th game that those 9 players tonight have played together. So every day is a day for us to learn about ourselves, how we can improve, how we can to play a better team game at both ends of the floor.
What do you think of your 2 centers, especially Nick in that 4th quarter, what he brought you? What he gave you guys?
They were great. You look at their lines, Andre 7 for 11, 16 points, 8 rebounds in 19 minutes. And Nick played 29 minutes with 6 of 6 from the floor, 9 rebounds. So, you add it together, it's 29 points and do the math, it's 17 rebounds. It's a great effort from our centers.
Steve, your impression of Boston, there's pretty much one game to go off of because you beat them early when you're different. They beat you short.
Yeah.
Impressions of that series.
I think, it's difficult. We have a different team now. But really impressed with the Celtics, the job Ime's done. They've been able to build on that continuity. That group's been together for quite a while. And they've made some tweaks and adjustments that have really, I think, improved their team, both ends of the floor. So it'll be a great challenge for us. And for a new group to go and play a team like that, that's terrific at both ends. It's going to be something that hopefully brings out the best in us.
Steve right here. It seemed like Kevin really anchored your defense as a rim protector, especially in the first half there. Do you scheme the defense for him to play that role for you, or is that something he kind of does intrinsically?
No, I mean, that was part of the game plan for him to be the low man as much as possible. But, sometimes it's not as easy to do, but I just thought that his energy and competitive spirit was outstanding tonight. Great. Thanks, guys.
8 for 19.
In your mind, what were the biggest keys, I guess, to the way you guys started this game efficiently on offense, and considering the way Cleveland was defending KD and Kyrie?
Their defense was they were just doing anything. Their big was just sending the paint. They just had bigs at the paint. So I was just trying to be aggressive, get them the ball in spots I know they can score, and just give them a little bit of space.
Bruce, when you're seeing that 22-point lead go to 20, then 17, then 15, then all the way down to 6, what's going through your mind? Because you guys have been in that position before, but still come out on the other end with the win.
Yeah, I wasn't too worried about it. We were just turning the ball over, making careless passes. I had, I think, like 2 of them. We just had to slow down and score. And that's one thing we can do. And then defend down on the other end.
Bruce, Kyrie hit like his first 11 shots. I want to say, just with the performances he's had in the last month, has your brain at all during any of these thought about what could have been if you guys had him all year and maybe you were all home tonight?
No, I don't think about that now. We got him full time now. So, I'm just glad to have him with us. And he's just an amazing player to watch.
Bruce, when you look at kind of how you've been playing, it feels like it's steady improvement over the year. Obviously, you had a great March and you're picking it up so far. Anything specific that you think is happening for you?
I'm just taking advantage of the opportunity that other teams are giving me. They're leaving me open. I'm knocking down the corner 3, getting in the paint, making the right decisions. Another night, I flirted with a triple-double. But yeah, I'm just making the right play. That's all. What you think? You think I might continue to play like this? What you think? Exactly.
I was going to ask you about the triple-double if you didn't say anything. Was it on your mind? Were you looking at?
No, actually, I didn't know. I didn't know until after, so it wasn't on my mind at all.
Have anything to say to JB throughout the game tonight?
Yeah, I definitely talked to him a little bit. I mean, that's my guy. I did a pre-drop for him when he was in Memphis. Nothing but respect for him.
Bruce, how much you look,
Go ahead.
how much you looking forward to playing at home?
I'm definitely looking forward to it. As you see, I have a Boston shirt on. I mean, I love Boston, love being there. My family, my dad to be there. I can't wait.
What do you guys obviously faced them a few weeks ago? What do you think the biggest key is to slowing the Celtics down?
I mean, we can't let Tatum get 50. We got to be physical with them. Now they don't have Robert Williams, so they have less of a presence in the paint, and we could attack Al Horford and Tice. So them not having Robert Williams is huge.
Kind of going back to my earlier question, was there a time earlier this season where watching a lead kind of dwindle down would have kind of maybe made you guys a little frustrated, but now just having that experience of having so many leads kind of blown, but also coming back from them, are you guys more calm in those situations now?
I mean, I don't know. Maybe, I don't know.
Look at the iron.
Kyrie, the way they came out defending both yourself and Kevin, kind of selling out, trying to stop the two of you, how do you attribute the offensive efficiency that you guys had despite that game plan?
We were very patient. As you were watching, we were just very patient, allowing the game to come to us. We knew some of the adjustments they made towards the end of the game last time. So there was some carryover from the other night. Watch film, and that's just part of the preparation when you're going against a team again and you get that opportunity. You just want to come out and play better. I didn't play as well as I would have liked the last time, so I was just picking my spots. Knew that they were going to be very aggressive on my pick and rolls, or throw Isaac Okoro on me, try to slow me down, double me a few times, and we just had good conversations as well in the morning time during shoot around. So it was just some carryover and just a lot of patience.
Kyrie, I'm sure you see fans on social media who refer to you as Ramadan Kyrie during this time of the year. Is there anything that this time of the year brings out of you that maybe is not there during other parts of the year?
Man, I like to keep that private. This is a journey with me and God. So, I appreciate the recognition on different platforms, but it's really sacred to me. It's really, protection I feel for my brothers and sisters that are doing the same with me. And, just a blessing to be able to do it and still be able to perform. It's not easy by any stretch of imagination. So you can't really take any moment for granted during the day. I don't really have time or the attention to give energy to any distractions. So I come in here, I really just pay attention to the details, remind myself that I'm breathing, and that's enough. So it just really simplifies life and puts it in a greater perspective. I just have respect for all you guys being here and everybody that came into the arena and being able to show up and play well. That was just the cherry on top. But the day starts at like 5:35 in the morning or even before that. And, you can't really think about being hungry or anything like that. And it's just a fun journey. I'm enjoying it. And again, I'm not alone in this, and I'm grateful to know that.
We'd have no shot at that. There were such expectations for this team going into the season. The personnel changed, the place in the standings changed. Can you guys still be what everyone thought you were going to be?
That is, that hasn't been written yet. So we just got to take it one day at a time. I don't want to be too cliche up here. But we definitely wanted to get this one tonight to start us off on this journey in the playoffs. We have Boston. I'm grateful to play against one of the top teams in the Eastern Conference that have been playing well all year. It's another challenge for us, another test. But I think we've answered a few questions towards the end of the season where we were in the 10th spot, and then all of a sudden, one day later, we're in the 7th spot. And we had the opportunity to win some games in a row. and put us in position as we are today. So I don't want to take any of those ups or downs for granted. It got us to be where we are here today. A lot of changes have happened over the last few months. And now it's time to just really focus in on what the goal is, and that's to be in that winner circle in the next 2 months or so and keep playing until June.
Kyrie, while you're on the topic of the Celtics, what do you think is the biggest key in slowing them down in this series?
Yeah, I mean, it starts with really slowing JT down. I mean, he has a great feel of playing against us, and everyone else around is very complimentary to that attack. And when JT's getting doubled and, Marcus Smart's pushing the pace, JB's playing well, hitting shots, Al Horford's, dominating offensive rebounds, and Daniel Tice filling in for Robert Williams. It's big, so it's going to be a great test, as I said. And, I know that team very well, and they know us very well, and it'll be a back and forth. And once you throw that ball in the air, you're going to really see some spectacular basketball, and I'm just looking forward to it.
And as far as tonight goes, what's it like to be that far into a perfect game shooting?
Let's have some more of them. Let's have some more of them. I was really putting a lot of pressure on myself towards the end of the season. I had some games where I shot 32 times, or I had a game I shot 32 times, 26 times, 22 times. And I felt like I was right there knocking on the door of just being very efficient and what I'm used to doing. But I just had to get my legs underneath me, find my rhythm, trust my teammates, and just go with the flow of the game and not try to press too much. We have really special guys in that locker room that think the game at a high level. So I just got to trust it.
Kyrie, how special does it feel to be a part of a team like this where not only you and KD can get going, but everybody seems to be able to contribute? You get a big boost from Bruce Brown tonight, almost had that triple-double. What does it feel like to just be a part of that and knowing that you guys have now qualified for the playoffs?
It feels incredible. Again, I don't want to take it for granted when we have moments like this where we're clicking on almost all cylinders. And when you have guys that are scoring over 15 points, we have 4 guys score over 15 points tonight. Seth didn't necessarily have the game he wanted, but he was very efficient on defensive end, and we needed his presence out there. He created a lot of space for us. But when you have, most of the starters scoring over 15 and just the ball's hopping, we're executing very well, and we're trusting one another. And as you saw down the stretch or in the fourth quarter, we just knew some of their rotations, and we were just making the easy pass, just simplifying the game. When we get into those one-on-one matchups and, me and Kay start shooting a bunch of attempts and we try to go and be special, those are going to be moments that are going to come. But when we're able to do it efficiently and everybody's touching the pumpkin or touching the ball, the energy feels better.
Kyrie, Kevin, he's always been a great passer, but it seems like the last couple of nights, he's really put up big numbers assist-wise. What kind of an element does that bring to your offense when he's finding people like that?
Well, I don't know a lot of 7-footers that are doing what he's doing with the ball in his hands as a playmaker as often as he is. And as when he sits up here and he's talking, sometimes it's hard to really put yourself in his shoes and imagine what he sees out there, and he's seeing above the defense. He's able to make shots, but when he's passing the ball like that, it just brings our level up. And when you have a guy that's willing to sacrifice himself to get other guys shots and do it consistently and really hold everyone accountable. And you see him, he really comes to the huddle and he's like, hey, look, they're doubling me. I'm gonna give the ball up, just make plays. It just gives everybody confidence around him. So he's a special player, as we say it all the time, but when he's thinking the game like that, PG from PG County, he does his thing, man. It's fun to watch and fun to be a part of.
Kyrie, defensively, you guys were much improved. I mean, 43 points in the first half, but at the same time, they hung around really till the end. Just what do you think was improved on that side for you guys, and just what made them tough to put away?
It's desperation basketball. Anything can happen down the stretch. It's a must win for both of us. It was a must win for both of us. So that was to be expected. We just didn't want to let them get too close. I had 4 fouls for a while, then I had 5, so they were pretty much going at me. And moving forward, I just got to be a lot more cautious with my fouls. But it was carryover from the first half. It was 4 guys in the starting lineup that had 2 fouls, and they started exploiting our switches and different matchups. So moving forward as we get ready for the Celtics, we just got to be in a defensive stance and ready to be in our shell and stay consistent on that end because we're going to need it against them. All right, guys.
Yo, what did Bruce Brown say when he got up here? Nah, well, he said something I ain't like. Somebody just told me.
Oh, I love you.
Love you too, champ. Yeah, like, what did he say? All right, man. That's caffeine probably talking. You take some before the game. They got them 2 dudes, you can do the same stuff. It ain't gonna be that easy, I'll tell you that.
The way they were defending you and Kai, kind of selling out. I mean, you just discuss, I guess, the way you had to be patient with that and attack it, move the ball for you guys to be as efficient as you were starting the game to get that big lead.
Yeah. I mean, we knew they were going to throw a lot of different defenses at us to slow us down. And our team, we talked about it yesterday. I think guys were making themselves available and being aggressive when they got the ball. We made the extra pass. How many assists we had? 33 assists. And then in the fourth quarter, I just felt like they were just committing 2 to the ball regardless, leaving the rim wide open. And we got one of the most athletic guys in the league over the rim and Nick. And, we forced them to a lot of 2-on-1 situations. And, I like our chances in that.
Kevin, when you're watching that league go from 22 to 20, 17, 15, all the way down to 6, do you guys just remain unfazed when that happens because you've been through that so many times and come out on the winning side?
Yeah, I mean, we just stay poised. We know teams going to muck the game up when we get up and throw a zone. And next possession, Miami might trap a pick and roll. So sometimes they just throw curveballs at us defensively and may slow us down a little bit. But I think we handled everything pretty solid. Even though, they played different defenses, we still got solid looks that just didn't go down, So we got to, we trusted the pass tonight. 14 turnovers? I mean, we should have got that down a lot, but we had some unforced ones that I think we could control, but for the most part, we generated good looks.
Kevin, the way that you protected the rim, especially in the first half there, as Steve said that you were the low man in the defense. Is defense something that you put pride in right here? And then also, what's your approach to being a rim protector and in addition to everything you do on the offensive side?
I just try to do my job, execute the game plan. Coaches put together a good game plan for us, and I just try to do my part in it. We all take pride in defense, so I didn't want to be the weak link out there, and I just tried to play with effort and energy.
It's been a long time since you started the playoffs as low down the bracket as you're going to be. What's it going to take to do this, and can you do it?
It's going to take a lot of effort for 48 minutes each possession, each game. Simple as that. And we'll see what happens.
Kevin, what do you think the biggest key to beating the Celtics will be?
Staying disciplined, playing together, and playing with passion. I mean, I don't have the schemes or the strategy to break it down to you, but that's just the overall, I think that's what every team has to bring if you want to win in the postseason, So that discipline is huge for us.
You guys obviously saw him a few weeks ago in Boston, and you've gone against him now a lot over time. But what is the key to slowing Tatum?
That's a tough question. He's one of those players, just got to play hard and see what happens. He's just so talented and skilled and efficient at what he does. we got to just play hard, man. I expect us to. That's it.
Kevin, when you're bringing the ball up, you have the ball in your hands and you're facilitating. Is that by design or is that flow of the game? Like,
It's a little bit of both. Sometimes it's about design. Sometimes it's just the flow and how I feel. And I know the whole defense is going to be staring at me. So sometimes I feel like I can create for others and get some momentum on the offensive side of the ball when I have it. So just got to be patient with the rock, strong with the rock, and either get a good shot up or make a crispy pass. Just can't turn the ball over. That's my thing.
Kevin, when your two centers are playing the way they did tonight with Claxton and Drummond, how much does that kind of change the way you guys are?
It changes a lot, man. We knew in order for us to beat this team, we're gonna have to be in the paint, box out, and run back on defense. And I think Claxton, Drum did an amazing job of, doing those things and being available on the offensive end. I mean, 16 and 8 for Drum, 13 and 9 and 5 blocks for Nick. Like, you talk about me protecting around, that was him that set the tone. He did it all night. I was just there assisting him, So I think Drummond and Nick did a good job of setting the tone, just with the physicality, the rebounding, sprint back on defense, just the attention to detail. We're going to need that even more going forward.
Kevin, I know you were maybe half joking with the Bruce comment, but just when you come in, that bothers you. Why that comment?
I mean, we respect our opponents. It's like, we don't need to talk about, what we going to do to them. Like, I just don't like that, But that's just how Bruce is. He comes in and he says that, he keeps the same energy throughout the whole season. So, but yeah, like, we don't need to say shit like that. Let's just go out there and hoop.
Kevin, Kyrie was just in here talking about what it's like for him to be fasting from sun up to sundown and still have to go through the rigors of prepping for a basketball game and playing through it. Just so you ever in awe of him being able to do what he does and not be eating and drinking while the sun is up?
Yeah, I mean, everybody who does Ramadan and practice, it's just, you commend them on going through it. I mean, that's tough to do, not eat all day, and especially if you got a job like this. So many people sacrificing to spiritually get closer to a higher power, and I respect that. And but to play an NBA game like that last, week or so, it shows that he's a different human being. So hopefully he keeps it up. He was great tonight.